Good morning, students. In my last video, we have discussed about the very important equations of motion. There are three equations of motion which can be expressed in graphical way and algebraic way. Yesterday we have discussed about the graphical method to find out the equation of motion. So we started from the point A. Initially the person is moving with initial velocity u. When the velocity changes with time from A to B, it is having the final velocity v and time taken t. Now we are going to find out the acceleration. We know that the slope gives the acceleration. So slope AB will give you the acceleration. So acceleration is equal to change in velocity upon time taken. What is the change in velocity? That is equal to v minus u. So BC total v and DC u. So v minus u by t is equal to first equation of motion, that is known as the acceleration. A is equal to v minus u by t, and finally v is equal to u plus at. This is the first equation. Next we come to the second equation using this graph, same graph. Now we are going to calculate the area AOCD plus triangle ADB. That is the complete trapezium. What is the trapezium? AOCB. The area is calculated by area of rectangle plus area of triangle. So what is the area of triangle? That is the half of base into height. Base is AD and height is BD. Plus, what is the area of rectangle? Length into breadth. What is length? OC into CD. So what is OC? This is T. What is CD? This is U. So first is the UT. S is equal to UT plus half. What is AD? AD is again T. AD is T. And what is BD? BD is V minus U. Total this line is BC is V. CD is U. So what is BD? This is V minus U. So S is equal to UT plus 1 by 2 T into V minus U. Now we know V minus U is equal to AT from the first equation of motion. So put down, the formula will become S is equal to UT plus half AT square. This is the very easy derivation. Next we come to the third equation of motion, that is the complete area of trapezium using formula of trapezium. What is the formula of trapezium? That is equal to half of sum of parallel sides into distance between them. Half of sum of parallel sides into distance between them. So 1 by 2 OA, this is the first parallel side, plus CB, that is the second parallel side, into OC is the distance between them. OC is T, CB is V, OA is U. So the formula will become S is equal to 1 by 2 V plus U into T. So what is the formula of T? From the first equation of motion, T is equal to V minus U by A, and the final equation will become S is equal V square is equal to U square plus 2AS. This is the total three equations. Now we are going to do one more alternate method for the derivation of these equations by algebraic method. Consider a body moving with initial velocity u. Keep in mind, this line is to be written every time in your test when you are starting first equation, second or third equation. Let us consider a body moving with initial velocity v. It moves with acceleration a for time t and its final velocity will be t. If distance covered is used, then S will be the distance covered. So we know that what is acceleration? acceleration is equal to change in velocity by time taken. Change in velocity is initial velocity u, final is v. So change in velocity is final velocity minus initial velocity, that is equal to v minus u. So what is acceleration? A is equal to v minus u by t, and the last v is equal to u plus at. So this is the formula. So this is very easy. First equation, what you have to do, acceleration is equal to change in velocity by time. Change in velocity is equal to v minus u. So a is equal to v minus u by t. So when we cross multiply, then v minus u is equal to at and v is equal to u plus at. This is the first equation of motion. Now we come to the second equation of motion. Same line should be written again. That let us consider a body moving with initial velocity u. It moves with acceleration a for time t, and its final velocity will be v. So now we are going to calculate the average velocity. What is average velocity? Average velocity is equal to final velocity plus initial velocity by 2. Average velocity is equal to initial velocity plus final velocity by 2. So v average is equal to v plus u by 2. Now what is the displacement? If s is the distance traveled, then v average is always equal to distance, total displacement by time, or total distance taken by time. So v average, both having v average formula, one v average is equal to v plus u by 2 and second v average is equal to s by t. So s by t is equal to v plus u by 2, and when we multiply t this side, the formula will become s is equal to v plus u by t. Next we are using the first equation of motion. First equation of motion, what says? V is equal to u plus at. So put the formula of v in this equation. So v is equal to u plus at. When we put here, then u plus at plus u by t by 2 is equal into t. So 2u plus at by t. Hence when we multiply 2 inside, then 2ut plus at square by 2. 2 multiply from this side, so s is equal to ut plus half at square. This is the second equation of motion. Again, two formula of v average. First v average is equal to v plus u by t. Second v average is equal to s by t. So s by t is equal to v plus u by 2. Put the value of v from the equation first. So the formula will be s is equal to 2u plus at by 2 into t. So s is equal to 2ut plus at square by 2. When we divide by 2, then formula will s is equal to ut plus half at square. This is the second equation of motion. Now we come to the third equation of motion. To calculate the third equation motion, first line will be same. Let us consider a body moving with initial velocity u, acceleration a for time t, and final velocity will be v. Now again, what is average velocity? Average velocity again, that is the initial velocity plus final velocity by 2. V average is equal to u plus v by 2. Now again we have to calculate the v average for the s by t. So the formula will become s by t is equal to v plus u by 2. Till now same as that of second equation of motion. Now again we are using the formula v is equal to u plus at, but now we are putting the formula of the value of t. In the last second equation we are putting the formula of v. Now we put the formula of t. The value of t is equal to v minus u by a. The value of t is equal to v minus u by a. When we put the formula, s is equal to v plus u by 2 into v minus u by a. So when we take this is the formula v square, v plus u into v minus u. This is the formula v square minus u square upon 2a. The formula will be v square minus u square by 2a. and at last when we cross multiply, then v square minus u square is equal to 2as. This is the third equation of motion, v square minus u square equal to 2as. If we use the equation of motion under the gravity, under the effect of gravity, then the formula will change. Instead of a, g will be used, and instead of distance, h will be used. So when we use for a freely falling body under the effect of gravity, then the acceleration will become the g, gravity, whose value is 9.8, and displacement will be the height. So s is equal to h. So these are the equations of motion under the equation of gravity. So what the equation will change? So in place of v is equal to u plus at, the equation will becomes v is equal to u plus gt. V is equal to u plus gt, and in place of s is equal to ut plus half at square, the equation will becomes h is equal to ut plus half gt square. In place of v square is equal to u square plus 2as, v square is equal to u square plus 2gh. This is the equations. These are the equations under the effect of gravity. Now the last topic is what is uniform circular motion. When a body moves in a circular path around a fixed point, then the motion is known as circular motion. Okay, when a body changes regularly its position, then it is also known as the circular motion. See here, this is the fixed point. When a body rotates around this position, then it is known as the fixed circular motion. Example, the motion of a ball or stick or stone tied to a thread. When we tie a thread to when I tie a ball to a thread and we are starting the rotating, then it follows the fixed circular path. Okay, now we come to the centripetal force. It is also having the centripetal force. Suppose if thread breaks down, then always that stone ties to move in this direction. This is the centripetal force. This is the this shows that some force is applied. It is a force acting on a body moving in a circular path and is directed towards the center around which the body is moving. So centripetal force is going to be applied inside to the center of the path, center position. Okay, so this is known as the centripetal force, and the path followed is known as the orbit. For example, motion of earth around the sun, so all follows the centripetal force. So this is all about the chapter of motion. Start making notes, and you will be provided notes and question answers later. Thanks. And